The world we live in is an engineering marvel. From self-driving electric cars to virtual reality to even the supercomputers we call our phones. Technology is advancing at a faster rate than ever. Every year, newer, sleeker, and faster devices are rolled out to replace the old, all with one promise in mind: improvement. Faster, bigger, and higher quality are all things you've likely heard, whether it be about computers, phones, or cars. But are we really being treated to the newest and highest tech every single year? Or are we getting caught up in the consumerist frenzy that is the open market? Think about it. After a couple of years, these new, sleek, fast gadgets start to slow down, with repairs sometimes costing more than just buying a new one. It leads one to wonder, is this on purpose? According to the Cambridge Dictionary, planned obsolescence is a situation in which goods are deliberately made or designed so that they do not last for a long period of time. For some, this may be hard to believe. But, according to a BBC News article, in 2017, tech giant Apple admitted to deliberately slowing down older iPhone models, arguing that older models had older batteries and therefore a slowdown of their performance would increase its lifespan. Ultimately, Apple admitted no wrongdoing and settled only due to litigation costs. The earliest known use of planned obsolescence goes all the way back to 1924, when the largest lighting companies joined to form the Phoebus cartel, establishing the 1,000-hour lifespan we've come to be synonymous with the incandescent light bulb today. No, incandescent light bulbs weren't always known for their short lifespan. In Livermore, California, in a fire department garage, lives a 115-year-old light bulb, made from a carbon filament rather than the flimsy tungsten ones we have today. And why, do you ask? Do companies make such bad products when it's been proven that they can make so much better? Money, of course. Make a light bulb that will last a lifetime, and no one will ever have to buy one again. But, of course, a business model with no repeat customers can hardly be called a business. Beyond the inconvenience of being forced to upgrade or replace every so often, this practice results in more pressing issues, such as the massive amounts of waste that it produces. E-waste is a growing crisis, and because of planned obsolescence, millions of tons of electronic waste end up in landfills every year, leaking toxic chemicals into the environment. If products lasted longer, we could reduce pollution and conserve resources. To put that into perspective, 1,000 hours is just over 1/10 of a year, meaning that light bulb inside the basement of Livermore, California has lasted over 1,000 times longer than the average incandescent light bulb. Imagine if we could cut waste from light bulbs by 1,000-fold. Alongside the environmental component, there is the financial aspect on the consumer side. Not everyone can afford higher quality products that don't deliberately break down after a certain amount of time. Sometimes the product with planned obsolescence is more accessible. This combination of certain products being cheaper, more mainstream, and the amount of consumer loyalty lead many to fall victim to these practices. Not everyone can afford to replace their electronics and gadgets every few years, especially if the only options they can afford will be rendered useless in due time. Planned obsolescence widens the gap between those who can and can't keep up with technology. Some people simply can't afford to not purchase these products, but for those of us who can, is it worth giving up our support for these companies and the convenience that comes with it in the name of environmental conservation? Most importantly, should businesses be allowed to continue these practices in the name of business despite the harm it brings to us environmentally and as a society? But what differentiates planned obsolescence from planned advancement and progress? This distinction relies on intent and consumer benefit. Planned obsolescence is when a product is deliberately designed to become outdated, non-functional, or undesirable within a certain period of time to force consumers to replace it. This is usually masked under the guise of being planned advancement, genuine technological improvements that make products better, faster, or more efficient. It's driven by innovation rather than forced replacement. At its core, planned obsolescence is not just a business strategy. It is an ethical dilemma. Should companies be allowed to prioritize profit at the expense of consumers and the environment? Is it justifiable to design products to fail when we have the capability to make them last? The practice raises serious moral concerns. It exploits consumers, forcing them into an endless cycle of spending. It widens the economic divide, making technology inaccessible for those who can't afford constant upgrades. And perhaps most importantly, it fuels a crisis of waste and environmental destruction, contributing to pollution and resource depletion. Ethical business practices should focus on sustainability, fairness, and transparency. instead of deliberately making products disposable. Companies should innovate in ways that benefit both consumers and the planet.